Hello, this is a video tutorial for Unit 3, Activity 3, and the assignment. So there is one assignment in this activity, and it is called Advertising Analysis. And so what you're going to do is you're going to follow 3 steps to complete the assignment. You're going to choose one of these 4 commercials. It doesn't matter which one, whichever one you like best, whichever one grabs your attention is fine. But you're going to choose one of these commercials and watch it. Okay, so you've got a Tropicana commercial, a Pantene commercial, an Axe commercial, and an Apple iPhone commercial. And then once you've watched the commercial, you're going to download the advertising analysis worksheet. And I've repeated the questions in the worksheet right here. So if you, for some reason, can't download the sheet, you've got the questions right here. But once you've downloaded the advertising analysis worksheet, this is what it looks like. And so what you're going to do is you're going to watch one of those 4 commercials, and then you're going to answer these questions in full sentences. So, what is the product or service being advertised in the commercial? So if you watched, say, this first commercial here, this Tropicana commercial, what is the product or service that is being advertised? Not the company or the brand. So I don't want to know Tropicana, Pantene, Apple, or Axe here. I want to know what the actual product is. So if it was a Nike commercial, you wouldn't say Nike is the product. You would say running shoes or whatever the Nike product is that they're selling in that commercial. So that's the first question, is what is the product or the service being advertised? The second question says, what images do you see in the commercial? What are the people in the commercial doing? And so some of the commercials are going to have more detail than others. So you don't have to write every single little detail in the commercial. But just in general, when you look at these, whichever commercial it is that you're doing, what are the people doing in the commercial? What images do you see in the commercial? So that's asking you, what do you see? Okay. The second part of that question, B, it says, what do you hear? So in the first one, you're describing the images. In the second question here, you're describing what you hear. What do the people in the commercial or the narrator say? Or do you hear music in the commercial? And if so, can you pick out any of the lyrics? You do not have to write every single word that you hear in the commercial. You can summarize it. But again, give a description of what you hear in the commercial. Okay. Question number 3 says, what is the advertisement's target audience? What age group or gender or social class? Why do you think the advertisement is targeting this audience? So this is kind of like a 2-part question here. First off, what is the target audience? So do you think the commercial is targeting men or women? Do you think it's targeting teenagers? Do you think it's targeting, parents, senior citizens? You're trying to identify who you think the audience, the advertisement is targeting, the target audience. You can't just say everybody. A commercial is not, of course, a commercial would love for everybody to watch it and to buy the product. But when they make a commercial, they are specifically trying to target a group of people. So which group do you think they're targeting? And then, of course, why do you think they're targeting that audience? Why do you think the particular commercial is trying to focus on that specific group of people? Okay, so that's number 3. Question number 4 says, fully explain how the commercial uses 2 advertising techniques. And this is just a reminder of some of the ones we looked at in the content: star power, wish fulfillment, nostalgia. But what you probably need to do is you're probably going to need to go back to the content in Unit 3 Activity 3, and go down to the advertising techniques here, and you can see all of the techniques that you hopefully already looked at. And so what I'm asking you to do in the question is to choose 2 of those advertising techniques and explain for me how the commercial is using those 2 techniques. So if you think they're using star power, like if you think someone's famous or they're using someone popular in the commercial to try to sell their product, then tell me why. Okay, so you have to give me at least 2 advertising techniques and then explain how they're being used. Number 5 says, according to the commercial, why should you buy the product or service? So try to summarize in, let's say 2, maximum 3 sentences here is what all you need. But try to summarize, why do they think that you should buy that product, okay, in the commercial? And it might not just be the product tastes good or something like that. They're probably trying to convince you to buy the product for another reason. Okay, so what is the reasoning that they're trying to give you for why you should buy the product? And then lastly, this is completely your opinion. Do you think the commercial was effective? Why or why not? So do you think the commercial did a good job selling the product or the service? Do you think that this commercial would make people want to buy that product or that service? And then explain why or why not. And that's it. Those are your 6 questions for your commercial. Once you've watch the commercial and answer the 6 questions. Of course, as always, just go up to the Dropbox. It'll remind you here at the bottom, so go up to the Dropbox and submit your answers. If you have any questions, please let me know.